Hello my friends, it's episode 4. The adventures of the naked dwarf continue. Also the music's gotten loud again. I think that happened when I alt-tabbed. Okay, whatever, let's go. I don't know, according to my sound, the actual game sound is really loud. Let me just... see if this helps. Okay. Alright, I guess he's in there. Okay. I don't know the key code, so I gotta find it. Unless I got the key code out of that information. $7881. I did get the key code. The door unlocks. And there he is. Now he has to deal with the naked dwarf in his bedroom. A large man in his 50s stands waiting, his heavily tattooed arms held in a fighter's stance. His bone structure is heavy, corded muscles stands out on his arms and chest. In his youth he must have been enormous. He doesn't talk so much as emit a low rumble. Don't know how you got in here, but you've got my attention. Candygram for Strangler Bow. Much love, kindly Cheng. You're funny. His eyes get a stony look. I don't do funny. So you have some sort of message from Chang. Can't wait to hear you mangle it. You speak Cantonese so well. He chuckles to himself. Before I hear it, I have a little message for her too. Tell kindly Chang that her operations are done in the walled city. Strangler Bow has given himself a promotion. And tell her if she sends any more errand boys to visit him with another message, Strangler Bow is going to send them back in a box. You think you can tell her that, errand boy? You should write it, or should I write it down for you in English? Hold out the data stick. Just slot the stick, listen to the message, and I'll be gone, okay? I don't get to hear you butcher the message. I'm sad. He grabs a small plastic drive from your hand, slots it in the tread player. Mr. Bao, as everyone knows, you're a man of swift action. I respect that. Because of that respect, I'll get right to the point. I know where your money is coming from. I know you have friends working for Straw Sandals like myself. They have been siphoning funds from their organizations. I know about the noodle shop that you launder the money through. I have tasted their broth and found it wanting. You've been stealing from the Yellow Lotus, glorifying yourself with revenue that we have earned. And I have the files to prove it. Bao's eyes widen as files begin to flit across the screen. Receipts, bank reports, personal communications between himself and his men. Kindly Chen continues speaking smooth and casual. Now, in light of your recent conflict, you might be wondering why I'm keeping this information to myself, why I haven't exposed you so you could be dragged from your lotus den by the balls and slowly roasted on a rotisserie spit. In truth, I respect your ambition. You have a lot to learn about candor and loyalty, and I believe you still have value, and I am still willing to work with you. However, in order for that to happen, we need to come to an understanding about the nature of our partnership. Kindly Chang steps forward and fills the screen. I own you, Bao. You and all of your men. You are my fucking playthings. Dolls to twist and pose as I see fit. I am in this position because I am far better at this than you, and it is time you learned it. Accept what I am telling you, and we can get back to business. Prosper together. If you continue your little rebellion, I will mail tiny pieces of you to your children and take pictures as they open the package. She produces one of her thin black cigars, lights it, holds the smoke a long time. You have 24 hours to return to the fold. If you aren't here licking my heels by then, the information will be released and you will become food for fish. Your choice, Bao. 24 hours. The message winks out. Stranglebow turns away from the screen slowly. His skin is ashen. Get out. He pauses, casts his eyes to the floor, and tell Miss Cheng to expect me at Swift Winds tomorrow. Tomorrow morning. Oh, it's a pleasure meeting you, Mr. Bao. Go, just go. Hey. I wonder if I can explore the rest of this area without killing anybody. I'll have that. Yoink. I don't think I can just leave out the front door, so I guess I'll just go this way. I can't remember what happens if you go up the other way. Maybe a wise man saves before he does this too, so as to not throw away his careful work and not getting caught. Ah, it just leads to the same place. Wu holds up his hand for everyone to stop, turns to the two of you and hooks his thumbs in his belt. Well, that was the thing. Never thought I'd be shuttling messages between criminals in a Hong Kong syndicate. Can't imagine what Raymond would have wanted. Can't imagine what Raymond would have wanted in the walled city. This place just feels wrong. No kidding, there's something off about it. This place makes you feel like your life has no value. There's no point to anything. Great life you have here, runner. Can't believe we actually delivered Auntie's message without anyone dying. But enough for triads, let's get out of this pit. I'm with you, Gun Show. I don't need to see this place ever again. Gun Show? Seriously? It's not going to stick, is it? Of course it is. Welcome to the Gun Show. It's hard to shake off the walled city. Its gravity clings to you as if wretchedness itself had grown tentacles. The sound of suffering subside, but their echoes still thrum your insides. Isabel walks quickly, regularly checking over her shoulder as if expecting pursuit from the buildings themselves. She hugs her cyberdeck to her chest as if protecting a small child. Wu pauses for a moment, breathes a sigh of relief when you finally reach the streets, but returning to Hawaii isn't like coming home. Suspicious looks and closed mouths are sent on smiling faces that billboard a universal message. You don't belong here. Time to report back to Kindly Cheng and inform her that the message has been delivered. Get this business over with, get your sin burned, move on to the next step, whatever that is. Leave the city of darkness behind. Head to a mahjong parlor and a date with a crime lord. Much willpower. Such spellcasting. Kindly Chang watches you closely as you approach across the mahjong parlor. As you approach, her lieutenant leans in, brings her mouth close to the trad boss's ear. Triad. Chang smiles and nods, her eyes never leaving you. There's a twinkle in the straw sandal's eye. I've heard from Bao, he got my message very clearly, and understand there were no casualties created during your little delivery run. I am pleased and surprised. Get that a lot. Do you? Perhaps your bravado is warranted, we'll see. Message was delivered and Strangler Bow is back in the fold, earning for me. As far as I'm concerned, our transaction is complete. While you're gone, I set the wheels in motion to wipe your identities. She pulls out a PDA, stabs the button with a lacquered fingernail. The order has been sent. Congratulations, you are now sinless, shadow people. Wu exhales heavily. His eyes remain focused straight ahead, but his shoulders sag. We'll figure a way out of this, Duncan. Wu pulls himself up to his full height. There's only one way out of this, Edmund, and it's through it. Whoever gave the kill order on Carter also forced us to give up our identities and took Raymond. That's all I can think about. Finding who did this. Finding Ray. Kindly Cheng holds up her hand. While I was working to get your sins burned, I also had my network look into Raymond Black's disappearance. She rests her PDA on the mahjong table, facing you. The Triad's boss tongue slips from her mouth as she looks over the top, hunting for the right button on its upside-down interface. She finds it and looks up at you again. I have news to share with you, my darlings, the kind you won't like. Raymond Black is dead. She taps the button, and a recorded newscast appears on the screen. Raymond's photograph appears on the screen behind a reporter standing on the docks in Victoria Harbour. It's a picture you have seen before. A professional portrait taken for a press release about a youth centre he was opening in the Raymond Barrens. Under Raymond's photo are the words, Seattle man killed. Another shooting involving the police department. A Seattle community organiser and industrial engineer was apparently shot and killed while resisting arrest at Victoria Harbour last night. HKPF police report that the UCAS man, Raymond Black, was behaving erratically and would not respond to police orders to surrender. No additional information regarding Black or why he was travelling to Hong Kong are available. Police have stated due to the shooting's proximity to last night's shootout with the White Star, the investigation must remain confidential and no other details are being revealed at this time. This just keeps getting worse. Definitely isn't getting any better. Raymond's dead. Wu puts his hand over his mouth, trying to process the information. He sways, and for a moment, it looks as though he's going to pass out. Isabel reaches out to touch Wu, thinks better of it, and pulls back her hand. Sorry for your loss. Never had a father, so I don't know what it's like to lose one, but sorry. Ha, you and me both. Raymond dies the same night we're ambushed. That's no coincidence. No fucking way. Taps the video closed. She hunts around the keypad and selects another button. I'm afraid that's not all, my darlings. It's security footage from Victoria Harbour from last night. You'll find that it contains a contradiction. PDA shows silent grainy video footage of Raymond sitting in a tea shop flanked by two guards. He's looking down at something in his hand, completely distracted. Footage continues, and the camera displays several black-clad figures entering its field of view from different angles, guns ready. A tall, sharply dressed man in a suit walks briskly towards Raymond, flanked by two more. Raymond stands to face him and the camera gets a clear view of the suit's face. White plastic. His guards turn to draw weapons and muzzle flashes are up from all sides. One of Raymond's guards goes down and his submachine gun fires wildly, hitting the camera. Wu puts his hands on the table and leans in. Those weren't cops and Raymond wasn't resisting arrest. What's with that guy's face? Gobbet reaches up to stroke the rat perched on her shoulder. Is that a mask? It doesn't look like a mask. It looks like some sort of semi-rigid plastic implant. Real craftsmanship. Quite the fashion accessory. It's also the kind of fashion accessory that stands out in a crowd. This guy is either a fool or an arrogant son of a bitch. His jaw sets firm. Either way, I'm going to find him. Kindly Cheng watches Wu intently. I believe you. What now? Find this plastic-faced man, drag him somewhere private, make him dig his own hole, then we fill it. I like the way you think. That's exactly what I would do. But how? I'm afraid there are some facts you're going to have to face. You're alone in this country, no network, no money, no identity. I can protect you from the police, but how would you go in discovering what happened to Raymond without me? How would you survive? Kindly wipes her hand across her stack of tiles, spreading the ivory-coloured pieces across the table. You've had a very long night, my sweets, very long. And frankly, you all look like shit. Rest now. I promise you safety in my town for the night. We'll talk about the plastic-faced man tomorrow. Ladies, go and find a new friends, a place to bed down in the rat's nest squat boat you call home. We'll all talk after you've slept, figure out our next steps together. Yes, Auntie. Yes, Auntie. Rat's Nest Squat Boat? We call it the Bolt Hole. It's an abandoned trawler we call home. It's homely. Meet you there. Let's go. I'm beat to hell. Let's carry my naked ass to the boat. I instinctively went to the magic shop to get some magic. That will have to wait. You two can bunk here for a while. She nods with her nose towards a hatch. You've each got a head to take care of your necessities. Try to knock before you enter someone else's, okay? Seriously, I know the drill. Sticks of fish, just like that place we squatted on at Leary Avenue back when we were kids. The one with that Aslan family and their dog. You hated that dog. You kept digging out my food stash. No matter where I hide it, you'd find it and scarf down a week's worth of grub. Still, it's sad to see what happened to him and the family. No one should go out that way. I think I've been up for something like 36 hours straight. This has been one shit stain of a day. Time to end it. Anything you need before I leave you to it? Is it just you two living here? Yeah. Now that Nightjar and Gunshot are gone, it's just us. The squeal of metal grinding on metal rips through the boat like it's coming from the level below, and a creepy Russian guy renting the engine room downstairs. Nothing to worry about. He mostly keeps to himself. He'll stop soon. He's usually quiet by now. Is there a place for my stuff? Yeah, check the locker over there. You can stash your stuff in it. No one will touch your things in there, and it's a lot bigger than it looks. How'd you get your hands on this place? How do people like us get our hands on anything? We found it. You found it empty? Somebody abandoned a prime piece of real estate like this. Close enough, it was full of BTL junkies when we came across it. They were completely wigged out on some multiplayer cyber game. I'm not sure they ever chipped out of it. They were completely emaciated. Emasticated is like chewed. I mean, that works too. Stewing in piles of their own shit. Their eyes had sunk into their skulls. Pretty gruesome stuff. They racked up a killer score, though. True, they had the moves. Should have hung an IV while they were playing, though. Turns out nutrition is important. So what happened? Did they die? Nightjar ran them out. Not sure what happened to them after that. Anyway, it's ours now. Auntie Cheng says so. All but the engine room, you mean? Right, everything but that. Auntie rented it out from under us. That must have pissed you off. Whatever, we weren't using it. As long as the downstairs neighbour keeps to himself, he can keep the lower level, especially if it keeps Auntie Cheng happy. Gonna grab some sack time too. Good, you look like you could use it. Go see Kindly in the morning, figure out our next move. How did you know there was a Russian guy in the basement? There was always a Russian guy in the basement. The cot in your cabin is neatly made with a crisp-looking sheets and insulated plastic blanket. A fine layer of dust coats its surface. It's been a long time since anybody slept here. Climb into the cot and worm your way under the sheets. They've been starched stiff as boards, but you've slept beneath worse. The lice and bed bugs that plagued your old prison cell are mercifully absent here. The salt air is fresher than the rancid stink of the Redmond Barrens. The moment your head hits the pillow, exhaustion sets in. You can barely keep your eyes open. Sleep washes over you like a warm bath, and everything goes black.
I was wrong.
The dream is suffocating, shifting tunnel of glass and steel, towering silhouette of dark majesty, a showery doorway, and the teeth. You snap at your heels as you claw your way back to consciousness. You open your eyes, Duncan looming over you, shakes your shoulder roughly. Edmund, come on, Edmund, wake up, we've got to talk to kindly. The others have already left. That was one rough night. We gotta go, I've been trying to wake you for a while now, you're thrashing around in your sleep. I'm glad you did, I was having one hell of a nightmare. Yeah, I didn't sleep too well either. I had a bad dream last night too. What about? I don't remember my dreams all that well. Something probably motion sickness. Never used to sleeping on a boat. I woke up a little while ago and hit the head. Then I came back and woke you. You doing okay? I'll survive. Man, nothing's going right since we stepped foot in this country. I'll tell you something though. And this is after a full night's sleep. I don't believe Ray's dead. I hope. What makes you say that? Think about it. The statement from the cops on the newscast could be fake. Ours was, and the surveillance footage, we never saw Raymond get shot. The camera was hit by stray gunfire. His passion is intense but contained, focused. Raymond's alive, Edmund, I know it. So what do you want to do now? I don't know. Wait for a lead to turn up, I guess. He smiles. His teeth are white and straight and perfect. I'm just the muscle, remember? You're the brains of this outfit, just like we were kids. God, I feel like I'm 12 years old again, squatting on a stinking trawler. My partner's gone, Raymond's gone, hell, I'm gone. I don't even have a name anymore, and now I can't get to sleep and hide it all without having a nightmare. His jaw tightens, his teeth grind so loud you can hear it. What else is going to be taken from me? Still have that piercing you got in Tacoma. I had to drop that, hygiene issues. Wu struggles to smile, he fails. What the hell did we fall into here, Edmund? I mean, what's coming next? I don't know, but whatever it is, we'll deal. That's right, that's right. It's always like, it's like Ray always said. When the winds of change blow, some people build walls, others build windmills. Raymond never said that. It was our housekeeper, Miss Maloney. She had it tattooed on her back, right? How'd you see it? Don't mess with me, man. You know I've got anger management issues. Goblet and Isabel left a while ago. We should get going too. See what that triad lady has to say. Let's go. With great speed and haste. Oh, still not allowed to visit any of the shops. Ah, it's old reliable nephew. This tall, lanky Hong Konger regards you with a sickly smile. He holds a smoking cigarillo limply in his fingers and he's surrounded by drones. Smooth jazz plays on tinny speakers. I'd like to look on your drone. Sorry, beautiful, you're not from around here. Move it along. He turns away. Kindly's place reeks of stale cigar smoke and fresh urine. The clicking of mahjong tiles is strangely absent. The place is in a low murmur of laughter and an air of eager anticipation. All eyes are focused on the groaning figure kneeling bloody and bound at the feet of kindly Cheng. She beckons him with her finger and he struggles towards her. A loud rustling of plastic tarp cracking under his knees as he moves. His pants are wet with fear. Ace Latane torch lies on the table at Cheng's right hand. Kindly Cheng ignores the scene. She behaves as if all is right in the world. How did you sleep, my little ones? Not too well, Auntie Cheng. I had a bad dream. Poor darling. Perhaps it's the food here. I'm just going to be a bit too spicy for outsiders. Still, a bad dream is way better way to spend the night than getting a bullet in the ear while you sleep. She flicks a mahjong tile at the kneeling man's head. Wouldn't you agree, shitbird? She indicates the kneeling man with an incline of her nose. Shitbird here is a plain-clothes cop. He snuck into the area last night while you were sleeping, hoping to find you and kill you before his competition got to you first. My men found him outside the trawler you were sleeping on. They saw it that your rest was undisturbed and that your location remained a mystery. She nods her head back in towards the pillar of meat standing behind her. You can thank Mr. Bao for that. I just nod at him. Bao inclines his head, 1/4 of an inch. Now she dresses the bloody man on his knees. Now, shitbird, tell my friends here what you told me. I don't know anything, I swear, we just got the orders last night. Pushes his head towards you and Wu from the floor, struggling to keep his balance. Somebody high up wants these two dead. Whole department is on it. I don't know anything else. Someone from high up. The old woman lifts her foot, taps his chin with the toe of her shoe. How high? Cop looks up at her, looks around the room filled with triad soldiers. One of them opens his coat and shows the cop something inside. He closes it slowly and winks. The cop drops his head to his chest, all the way up. Someone on the council. Someone on the executive council wants these two dead. Fuck your ancestors to the 18th generation. Give me the truth. The cop wears the spittle. He never lifts his head. It's the truth, madam. I swear it. Whoever it was labeled them as terrorists. We're here to terminate with extreme prejudice. Kindly, Cheng shuffles closer to the kneeling cop, reaches down and strokes his head with her hand, and she slowly digs her fingers into scalp. Pulls back hard until his chin points high. The triad boss leans in close and searches his eyes with her own. That's all he's got. She lets go of his head and smooths his buzz-cut hair with her hand. For whatever reason, last night, someone on the Executive Council of the Free Enterprise Zone ordered the Hong Kong police force to kill 2 nobodies from Seattle. I find that fascinating, don't you? Yes, but why the need to label us international terrorists? She strokes the policeman's cheek with the back of her hand. Her rusty voice becomes sweet as she explains the ways of the world. Proprietary, my darling. When the government has someone gunned down, they prefer to make it appear justified. The people feel safer when their murders feel like a part of civilization. But my, you have definitely fallen into the deep end of the pool. Seattle isn't Hong Kong. There are megacorps. There, megacorps control the government. Here, the corps are the government. The Exec Council is chosen by a corporate board of governors. They are basically legislative and executive branches of the Hong Kong government in one tiny package. 8 people to call the shots, neat and efficient. Kindly, Cheng steps back from the cop and lights one of her thin black cigars. For the wage slaves and the civilian sheep, the corporations are the pantheon of gods who wield absolute power. But not for us. The triad woman takes a long pull from her cigar and taps her ash on the kneeling cop's head. Who else knows about my guest's visits to Hawaii, shitbird? No one, madam. I hadn't called it in yet. I wanted the kill for myself. No one knows they're here, I swear it. She turns to her enforcer, Mr. Bao. He's telling the truth. No outgoing calls on his PDA. Very good. Thank you, Bao. Thank you for your honesty. In one smooth motion, Strangler Bao produces a silenced pistol, fires it once into the policeman's head, and replaces it in his jacket. His face never changes expression. I was wondering what we were going to do with him. He knew, my darling, he knew. Balances her cigar on her shot glass, picks up some mahjong tiles and begins playing with them absently. It's clear our friend Raymond Black was up to something involving the walled city. Something to do with prosperity. And this executive council member wanted Raymond dead for it. She stacks her tiles one by one, click-clack. Now they want you dead for it too. This plastic-faced man may show up on your door one day too. She knocks the pile over and it clatters to the table loudly. I have a proposal for you, my sweets. Work for me. With Night Jar and Gunshot dead, I find myself with 2 job openings. Fill them. I have need of deniable assets here. Players unaffiliated with the Triads who can take care of some of the more unsavory business needs about town. Proving yourselves resourceful that you have no existing connections here. That can be a positive in this line of work. This line of work sounds dangerous. Damn right. In exchange, I will keep you safe from pests like this one. Have a safe harbour here in my town and a steady source of income. While you dip your toe in the waters of corporate espionage, organised crime, and clandestine mercenary actions, I will employ my network to find this plastic-faced man and gather information about Raymond Black, where he's been, who he's talked to, who stood to gain from his death, what this prosperity could be. What's in it for you? Besides the money and the benefits of helping others in my community, I need to learn who killed one of my clients and then order the cops to execute my team of Shadowrunners. Her voice drops and she becomes deadly serious. This is a brazen disregard of my power. Face dictates it must be confronted or I stand to lose everything. We're Westerners, isn't that a liability in this business? Oh no, on the contrary, there's a good market for an out-of-town talent that's just waiting to be exploited, plus you're unknown. A surprise, if you will. Find the right jobs for people with your talents, do what our clients cannot do for themselves. Take a finder's fee and a small percentage of your earnings. You will make a lot of new yen very quickly, it's all very civilized. She leans in, work with me, allow me to help you make money, let my network work for you, and help find out what you've gotten yourselves into. Without my help, you won't last a day out there. You are completely out of your depth, I'm afraid. You need a partner. Kindly Cheng will be your partner. Wu's hands goes to his hips and drops his head and shakes it a little, confused. I don't know why all the description text refers to him as Wu, but his first name is Duncan, and the box always refers to him as Duncan. Like, why do they need to have his full name here? And why do they need to constantly switch between calling him Wu and calling him Duncan? Think about it, Duncan. This gives us freedom to find out what happened to Ray. I know, I get it. Just gotta reconcile this whole. Grips the back of his neck, squeezes hard, rips his hand away. Ah, fuck it. I'm not a cop anymore. That guy's dead. He nods. Decision's made. I'm in. What about you? I think Ray's still alive too. Let's run the shadows and figure out what happened to him. Raymond is alive, I'm sure of it, so I'll run the shadows as long as Auntie Chen keeps her up her end of the bargain and helps us figure out what really happened to him. Then I'm going to find my father. Then it's done. Her eye is now open to you. She gestures to her lieutenant, raises a finger to her ear, and whispers into her sleeve. First order of business. Edmund here already has chosen a street name. She turns her attention to Wu, but Duncan Wu doesn't exist anymore. You'll need one too. Yeah, okay, I'll think of something. Gobbet runs a cheek against her rats, a glint in her eye. I think we've already got you covered, Gun Show. She turns to Isabel. Fits, doesn't it? Indeed. I knew that was going to stick. It has stuck. Gobbet, Isabel will handle this the same way we did with all your previous work. All the jobs I have for you will be sent to your computer on the squat boat. Why me? Simple process of elimination. Isabel isn't the leader type. You got that right. As for Gobbet, let's say Gobbet doesn't have a head for business. Not my thing. And then there's Gun Show. The jury's out on Mr. Gun Show. Meaning there's a lot going on in that head of yours right now, and I'm not sure I can trust you. Gun Show will be fine, trust me. Kindly Cheng makes contact with you and holds it. Keep steady for a long time. Wu doesn't notice. Don't worry, I'll be cool, Edmund. Okay, guess I'm running the show. Had a handle back in the barrens. Edmund, guess it's time I dusted it off. Edmund doesn't exist anymore. Call me Edmund. Ah, I love it. It's gonna be weird calling you Edmund again. Haven't heard you called you that since we were kids. Guess this is our new crew. Welcome to the shadows, Edmund. Choose skills wisely. Just reading these. Gullet now carries a devil rat spirit fetish in her standard equipment. Gobbet formulates a new version of the haste spell that harnesses the latent wild magic of Hong Kong. Channel of Haste increases friend target AP by 1 for 4 rounds when cast Gobbet's accuracy is increased by 15% for 4 rounds. Shares a cooldown with other haste spells. Gobbet can now consume spirits and imbue herself with their power. Consuming a spirit heals Gobbet for 20 HP over 2 rounds, and her AP is increased by 1 during that time. That's quite a big improvement to her shooting. Spirits very rarely break away in the first 2 rounds anyway, so I'll go with this. Isabel gains the Tar Blaster 1.0, upgraded version of Blaster that also sticks in any place for 1 round. I'm going to be using her as my decker, so I guess I'll go with Tar Blaster. Gains a rifle ability that does 2 AP damage and imbalances targets, making them easier to hit on subsequent attacks. This ability cannot do critical damage. Single shot of Incendiary does an additional 2 damage and pierces 2 armor. I think being able to remove someone's AP is actually quite powerful. He's wearing a cheap suit, limply clutching a, much of the same description here. Hey there, beautiful, welcome to our little floating heaven. You got a discarding look to you. What brings you to Reliable Matthew's Robot Bazaar? Perhaps you're looking for a hexacopter as a guide to Hong Kong, or a little handheld tarantula beauty to brew your tea? Interested in your combat models. Reliable Matthew looks over his shoulder at security drones, some heavily cannibalized, some in the corner of the yard. He turns back to you with a nervous smile. Funny you should ask. He's got an Doberman that I'm selling at an incredible bargain price. Should we take a look? Yes, let's look at the security drones, all of them. Just wanted to check what drones are available from the start. Actually, quite a lot. It doesn't tell you what their weapons are. Interesting. Incredible bargains. How they fall off the back of a truck? You imply that they're stolen? If so, you're mistaken. He smiles indulgently as if you said something in an alien language. Merchandise provided only by trusted suppliers who certify the authenticity and workability of their goods. I know it furnished manufacturer certificates, but all the providers are really top shelf guys, really beautiful people. Otherwise, I wouldn't carry their drones. These suppliers certify the untraceability of their goods? Absolutely. Crowley taps the As Technology logo emblazoned on a housework model beside him. Most of them are genuine knockoffs. Any IDs are stripped, but most were never registered in the first place. Can I be a supplier if I have a spare drone? Well, it's a very exclusive process. You need to be a member of the community in good standing, have good references, and pass a background check. Or, if all you have is the drone, I can work with you. I think I understand the situation. Fantastic. To make sure all customers are thoroughly informed and feel completely comfortable with their purchases. Right. I need to be completely comfortable with my purchase of some spells. I think this guy's a plot guy. As you approach the small landing, you see 3 men, 2 elders and a younger man, hunched over a go-board. The juxtaposition of 2 white-haired, white-bearded men and the black-haired man is almost comical. Together the 3 resemble the small black and white stones of their game. Despite the variety of ambient distractions, the 3 men remain acutely focused on the game. One of the elders, a round-faced man with a beatific smile? Is that a word? Carefully picks up a black stone and places it on the board. His opponent snorts, and a small smile flashes across his long face. Almost carelessly, he snatches the white stone and deposits it on the board. The smiling man groans, and long-faced one proceeds to collect several black pieces off the board. Ah, you got me there, Jin. He laughs, a pleasant full sound. As it trails off, he spots you watching the game. Broad smile brightens his cheeks. Why, hello there, young man. Something you need? Long-faced man gives you a cursory look and continues to collect black stones. It's just a gawker, sure. It's your turn. Name's Evan. Got a second to answer a question or two? I could use a short break. How about you, Jin? Fine, a short break. The young man, he looks to be in his early 30s, but it's difficult to tell. Skin on his face is smooth and supple, with only suggestion of creases at the eye, mouth and forehead. Small gestures, a blink, a flare of his nostrils briefly reveal the lines of his face. The man's eyes rise from the go-board and study his elders. He nods. Been hearing about strange dreams here in Hawaii. Have you had any nightmares recently? 3 men exchange looks. Sure tells you. What coincidence. It wasn't but an hour ago that we were all discussing the very thing. Been having bad dreams, every one of us. Had them myself. We should compare notes. What did you dream about? Is that right? Can't say I'm comfortable giving stranger details about my dreams. Don't mind him, he's always been a poor sport, but you raise a good point. Some of our dreams contain information best left private, just as yours do, I'm sure. Having just met, how can we be sure you respect our personal information? I'll tell you. The young man's voice cuts through the din like a razor. His eyes fall silent. He turns as he locks his eyes, dark orbs that burn with piercing scrutiny onto yours. He nods, returns his gaze to the go-board. I believe you're trustworthy. Please, Edmund, make yourself comfortable. I'll share my dream with you. I'm listening. I dreamed a long, dingy hall. When faced with such a thing, one generally walks its length, so I lifted my right foot and placed it in front of me. But upon taking the first step, I found myself instead drawn down an alleyway to my left. It wasn't there before, this alley. It only appeared as I began to walk. As I moved down the alley, I found myself surrounded by friends and loved ones. They all stood there, silently watching me with smiles on their faces. And as I passed each one of them, they fell to the ground in my wake, dropping like puppets with severed strings. Somehow I knew if I followed this road to the end, I could have everything I ever dreamed of, but woke before I could reach it. I too saw the long hall. My own experience was different, however. The hall was far from the distance. I was looking down it from a strange angle, as though perched on a wall high above. You know, young man Edmund, you look very much like the person I saw walking that hall. He moved steadily down the path, walking at an even pace, and just behind him a great and terrible shadow followed. Of course, I didn't have the best view up there on that wall, or wherever I was. It could have been anyone. Perhaps this old mind of mine, seeing your face now, misremembering the dream. Alright, go ahead. I've changed my mind. I don't want to share my dream. Nonsense. Master Lowe and I both told him our dreams. Now it's your turn. No. It's fine. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. See? Straight from the horse's mouth. I don't have to. Jin, this is important. Alright, but don't go repeating any of this, you hear me? My dream began as a nightmare. I dreamed of failures and mistakes I made throughout my life. People I've let down, competitors I've crushed, wife who died in hospice without me. I dreamed of the family I abandoned. But then I disappeared. But then I dreamed of the walled city, stood before it, its door opened to me. When I passed inside, all of my guilt fell away. It was as though the walled city had absolved me and washed away my guilt, and I remember feeling happy. There, I did it. You happy? Thank you, Jin. That was great. Don't worry, I won't abuse your personal information. Promise. Yeah, I can change the subject. My ulcer's acting up. I'm guessing you've been around these parts longer than I have. Is this sort of thing normal? If it were normal, we wouldn't be huddled around discussing them in whispers now, would we? Enough of that. TheEdmon has asked Nurse for advice. It deserves a proper response. Please forgive our friend. Bitter years have left him suspicious of others. The answer to your question is no. Upsetting dreams have never been uncommon in Hawaii, but recent visitations have been different. They've been darker, more vivid, stronger than normal dreams. Last night I felt consumed by the sense that something was coming. My friends here felt a sense of relief and excitement as their dreams ended. I felt as though I was sitting on the precipice of some vast and terrible chasm, the void yawning beneath my feet. But perhaps these are just the ramblings of an old man. Please forgive me. You speak wisely, Shayu. It is foolish to embrace a thing you do not understand. What Jin and I saw in our dreams was alluring, but so is the light to a moth. Your instincts are still strong and sharp, my old friend. It is wise of you to trust them. Thank you. I can only hope these dreams do lead to something beautiful. There's already enough deception in this world. Can we get back to the game now? I don't want to keep you, of course. Stop by again soon. Your company has been refreshing. I love how intense the rain is. Like, anyone could play a game in such intense rain and just sit there and enjoy it without any shelter. Like, come on. This is like a literal torrent. Right. It is time to spy spells, but hang on, why is the level up thing still lit? Okay, weird. That is it for now, as we are out of time. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.